What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Wellthy Stocks, back with another Tesla and Nio update video. I'm going to do a 2-in-1 again today, except this time it's going to be Tesla and Nio, ticker symbol TSLA, ticker symbol NIO. We'll talk about how both of these stocks traded today. We'll talk about key levels of support, key levels of resistance in both cases, and we'll talk about what that could mean for the stocks moving forward. So real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, don't forget to hit that like button down below, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and comment down below what your thoughts on Tesla and or Nio are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. So let me hit record and we will get right into it. So let's start with Tesla. Actually, before that, did you guys see CCIV? This thing's going absolutely bonkers in the after hours. I don't think there was any news. I'm assuming something with Lucid finally came out, but that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out tomorrow. It could actually be negative for both, at least Tesla, right? Because I think it's more of a Tesla competitor down the line than it would be Nio. But anyway, getting right into it, what we saw was a small green day with Tesla. So yesterday, you guys remember we were hitting up against this 802 level, and then we pushed up, and then today we gapped up just a little bit, and it looked like we were starting to fade. But right out of the gate, right, we pushed up and we went from this 809 level to the 829.88, perfectly bouncing off of our level, guys. Rejected by our level, tried to go back up, couldn't quite make it, came back down, VWAP bounce, pushed up, rejected again. Then when I tried to come back to VWAP, rejected, came back down again, bounced perfectly from our level. Our level was 802.55. This is 801.73. We're talking like 70-80 cents on an $800 stock, not too bad. And then pushed up and it was sideways kind of into the close. So not crazy good for Tesla, right? The markets overall were kind of weak. If you take a look at the NASDAQ, it was only up 0.38%. The Dow Jones was up 18 points, and then the S&P was up 0.16%. So on a day like that, right, Tesla was slightly better than the market, but what's really crazy is these bounces that we got, right, pretty much traded perfectly within our levels, rejected here and support here. So if those levels are something that you were looking at, right, you could have made a couple trades based on that. The other thing I want to talk about is we've started to, trade in this narrower range. Now, I don't know if it's enough to really call it just yet, so we'll monitor it for a little bit longer before kind of saying that, it's starting to form some sort of a pattern that we could potentially see a breakout coming from. So let's take a look at future levels of support, future levels of resistance, and we will see how that takes us moving forward, right? So first things first, right, we established really good levels of support and resistance just today. There were levels that we've had previously, but kind of validated them today. So on the downside, what we have is this 802 level that I think should act as really good support. But if we break that 802 level and break 800s, we've got the 34 EMA coming in right at $792. And if we keep going, we've got the 775, right? So that's what I'm watching on the downside. Watching this 802, and then after the 800 break, watching the 34 EMA at 792s, and then watching this 775 level. On the upside, looking for a recapture of that 21 EMA at 825, and really looking to break this 829 level. Once we can do 829, I think the next push is towards this 848, assuming we can take out yesterday's high of 844, right? So again, watching for a push towards this 829 level, hopefully getting above the 21 EMA at 825, and then further pushing towards this 848 level and knocking out yesterday's high in the 844s. That's what I'm looking at. It'll be really interesting to see tomorrow how the CCIV Lucid deal, assuming it did go through and that's why it's pushing up and not just a pump, how that impacts Tesla. I definitely do think that we could see a little bit of a downward pressure on Tesla, at least temporarily, if that does come out. So that'll be interesting to see. Other than that, let's take a look at the 4-hour and the moving averages real quick. And we can see what comes up there. Oh, my moving averages are all messed up. Okay. I don't know why Weeble's doing this. I don't know if you guys have experienced something too. It just gets rid of some of my preset kind of settings, but maybe that was just me. So we are below the 20 and the 50-day moving average, right? Those are at 837 and 841. So again, if we can get through this 829 level as we push towards this 848, maybe we start using those two as levels of support. So that's what we had for Tesla. Small green day, not too bad. Nio is A different story though, we've seen a pullback this week. If we take a look at the 5-day chart, right, it was nicely pushing up and then it's been kind of pushing down the past 2 days. So let's take a look at how Nio Stock traded today, and it was also relatively weak, right? Because Tesla wasn't relatively weak, but Nio Stock was relatively weak on the day. What we saw was the same push up with Tesla, and then came right back down, and then tried to push up, couldn't quite make it. And then when we came below VWAP here, it was a really, really nasty fall. We went from 62 to 60 in a matter of like minutes, and then kind of faded into the close. Now we are barely above this $60 mark. So what do we see with Nio Stock? Well, first things first, if you guys have seen these videos for a little bit, right, we've seen a little bit of a failed breakout, but that could also mean that, we just need to readjust our bull pennant here. I'm going to leave it for now. I'm not going to adjust it just yet, but we'll kind of see how that plays out for us. Over the long term, if we do see it starting to trade in between these ranges, we could move that up, but I don't want to keep moving it every day because that kind of defeats the purpose. So still monitoring this very, very closely, and then we'll kind of see how it plays out. But levels of support, levels of resistance. We do have, I'm going to draw another horizontal line for us right there, because I do think that's a little bit of a resistance, because that's where we've gotten rejected a couple times. From level of support, right, we've got the $60, the low $60 mark. If we can find support there, great. If not, I think we drop to the 8 EMA, which is in the 59.60s. If we keep going, we've got the mid 58s and the low 58s and the 21 EMA. So that's what I'm watching next. Again, I'm watching the 60 break to see if that can hold 8 EMA in the 59.60s. Then we've got this mid 58s, and then we've got the 21 EMA at $58. Watching those levels to see if we get a bounce. If we start to push up, what am I watching? Well, I'm watching today's high, which is also this line right here in the 63.10s. If we do that, watching yesterday's high at 64.60, and then after that, watching the 66.99. I do think we are going to maybe consolidate for a little bit and then start that run into earnings, but we do have a little bit to go before earnings. So hopefully we, hopefully that run starts sooner rather than later, because Nio's not been super fun to watch this past week, but we'll see how that goes. As always, I'll keep you guys posted on that, but hopefully we keep above the 8 EMA, start to consolidate, and then push right back up. So that's all I had for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed those two stock analysis. If you did, don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to my channel, and comment down below what your thoughts on Tesla and Nio are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.